Hello, beautiful soul. I'm so grateful you're here with me today. I can feel your heart, and I want you to know that whatever brought you to this moment, whether it's worry about bills, frustration with your current financial situation, or simply a deep longing for something more, you are exactly where you need to be. There's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing to fix. You are perfect just as you are. And what we're going to explore together today is simply about remembering who you truly are and opening to the abundance that is your birthright. I know how it feels when money seems elusive, when it feels like everyone else has figured out some secret that you haven't been let in on. I know the weight that sits in your chest when you look at your bank account, or the knot in your stomach when bills arrive. I've been there too, darling. There was a time in my life when I counted every penny, when I believed that money was hard to come by and that good things happen to other people, not me. But what I discovered and what I want to share with you today is that money is simply energy. And like all energy, it responds to love, appreciation, and the beautiful vibration of your authentic self. The universe is abundant beyond measure. Look around you. The trees don't worry about having enough leaves. The ocean doesn't fear running out of water. And the sun doesn't question whether it has enough light to share. Abundance is the natural state of everything, including you. Somewhere along the way, we learn to believe in scarcity, but that belief is not the truth of who you are. Today, we're going to gently begin to remember the truth, that you are worthy of all good things, that prosperity is your natural state, and that money can flow to you as easily as breath flows through your body. Your willingness to be here, to listen, to be open to something new is already a powerful statement to the universe. You're saying, I'm ready for something different. I'm ready to allow good into my life. And the universe is always listening, always ready to support you, always conspiring in your favor. What we're going to do together is create space for that support to reach you in tangible, beautiful ways. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your body in this moment. You are safe. You are loved. And you are about to discover just how powerful and deserving you truly are. Money is not your master. You are the creator of your experience. And today, we begin to create something magnificent together. The relationship you have with money today didn't begin with you. It began long before you were born, woven into the fabric of your family's beliefs, passed down through generations like an heirloom you never asked for. Your great-grandmother's fears about not having enough, your grandfather's shame about money, your parents' arguments about finances, all of these experiences created an invisible blueprint that shaped how you see money today. When you were a small child, you were like a little sponge, absorbing everything around you. You learned not just from what your family said about money, but from how they felt about it. You picked up on the tension when bills came, the relief when paychecks arrived, the whispered conversations about money troubles. You learned whether money was something to be grateful for or something to worry about, whether having money made you good or bad, whether asking for money was acceptable or shameful. Perhaps you heard phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that, or rich people are greedy, or money is the root of all evil. These weren't just words. They became the foundation of your subconscious programming about money. Your brilliant little mind took these messages and made them true for you, creating a filter through which you've been seeing money ever since. Some families taught that money was scarce and hard to come by. Others taught that wanting money was selfish or spiritual people shouldn't care about material things. Some taught that you had to struggle and sacrifice to earn money, while others taught that money was dirty or corrupting. Whatever your family's particular flavor of money beliefs, you absorb them completely because children naturally trust that the adults around them understand how the world works. But here's what I want you to understand with every cell of your being. Those beliefs belonged to them, not to you. They came from their experiences, their fears, their limitations. They passed them on because they didn't know any different, because they were doing the best they could with what they knew. But those beliefs don't have to be your truth. You get to choose what you believe about money. You get to create a new relationship with abundance that serves your highest good. Your current financial situation is simply the physical manifestation of these inherited beliefs playing out in your life. If you find yourself struggling with money, it's not because you're bad with money or because you don't deserve abundance. It's because somewhere deep in your subconscious, there are old programs running that say money isn't safe, or you don't deserve it, or it's not spiritual, or it will change you in ways you don't want to be changed. These old programs are like outdated software running in the background of your mind, creating the same financial patterns over and over again. But just like you can update the software on your computer, you can update the programming in your subconscious mind. You can choose new beliefs that serve you, that align with who you're becoming, that open you to receive all the good that the universe wants to give you. The beautiful truth is that your past doesn't determine your future unless you allow it to. Today can be the day you begin writing a new money story, one that honors your worth, celebrates your value, and opens you to receive prosperity in ways that feel joyful and aligned with your heart. Your body is incredibly wise, and it's been trying to tell you about your relationship with money through physical sensations and responses. When you think about money, what happens in your body? Do your shoulders tense up? Does your stomach tighten? Do you feel your heart rate increase or your breathing become shallow? Your body is responding to the energy of your thoughts about money, and these physical reactions are valuable information about where you're holding limiting beliefs. When you believe that money is scarce or difficult to attract, your body goes into a state of stress. Your nervous system interprets these thoughts as danger, triggering the same physical responses your ancestors had when facing actual physical threats. Your body doesn't know the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a stack of bills. It just knows your perceiving threat and responds accordingly. This stress response actually pushes money away from you energetically. When you're in a state of fear or contraction, you're vibrating at a frequency that repels abundance rather than attracts it. Your energy field becomes tight and closed off, making it difficult for good things to reach you. It's like trying to receive a gift while your arms are crossed tightly against your chest. The gift can't get through your defenses. But when you feel safe and relaxed about money, something beautiful happens in your body. Your shoulders drop, your breathing deepens, your heart opens. You literally become a magnet for abundance because you're vibrating at the frequency of receiving. Your energy field expands and becomes welcoming, creating space for money and opportunities to flow into your life. The cells in your body are constantly listening to your thoughts and feelings, and they respond by either contracting in fear or expanding in love. When you consistently think thoughts of lack and limitation, your cells literally hold that energy of scarcity. But when you begin to think thoughts of abundance and possibility, your cells begin to vibrate differently. They start to attract experiences that match this new energy. This is why people often notice that when they change their thoughts about money, their entire physical experience begins to shift. They stand taller, they breathe more freely, they move through the world with more confidence. Their body language changes because their internal state has changed, and this shift in how they carry themselves affects how others respond to them and what opportunities come their way. Money itself is pure energy, neither good nor bad, just like electricity or water. It's a tool for exchange, a way for energy to flow between people in our society. When you understand money as energy rather than as something solid and limited, you begin to see that there's an infinite supply available. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed, and there's enough for everyone to have what they need and want. The earth itself demonstrates this principle of abundance. Think about how a single apple seed can become a tree that produces thousands of apples, each containing multiple seeds that can become more trees. Nature never struggles to create more. It simply follows its natural patterns of growth and expansion. You are part of nature, and the same creative force that grows trees and fills oceans with water is the force that lives within you, ready to create abundance in your life. When your body is relaxed and open, you're in harmony with this natural flow of abundance. You become like a river that allows water to flow freely rather than a dam that blocks the current. Money begins to move toward you more easily because you're no longer energetically pushing it away with fear and resistance. Now that you understand how your body and energy are connected to your money flow, it's time to gently release the old patterns that have been keeping abundance at arm's length. This isn't about forcing or fighting against anything. It's about lovingly letting go of what no longer serves you, the way you might release a butterfly that's been resting in your hands. The first step in releasing old money patterns is to acknowledge them with compassion rather than judgment. Those financial fears and limiting beliefs served a purpose once. They were your mind's way of trying to keep you safe based on what it learned was true about money. Thank these old beliefs for trying to protect you, even though they may have created more struggle than safety. Take a moment to think about a specific financial fear or pattern you'd like to release. Maybe it's the fear that there's never enough money, or the guilt about spending money on yourself, or the belief that you have to work incredibly hard to earn money. Whatever it is, I want you to speak to this fear like you would speak to a frightened child. You might say something like, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I don't need this fear anymore. I'm ready to let you go with love." Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for releasing old money patterns, and it begins with forgiving yourself. You may carry guilt about financial mistakes you've made in the past, times when you spent unwisely or didn't save enough or made decisions that led to financial difficulty. But holding on to this guilt is like carrying a heavy backpack full of rocks. It only weighs you down and makes it harder to move forward. Place your hand on your heart and speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. I forgive myself for any financial mistakes I've made. I was doing the best I could with what I knew at the time. I choose to learn from my experiences and release any guilt or shame I've been carrying. I am worthy of financial abundance regardless of my past. Sometimes our money patterns aren't even our own. They're ancestral patterns passed down through generations. Your family lineage may carry stories of poverty, Depression-era thinking, or beliefs that money is hard to come by. These patterns can feel very heavy because they've been reinforced over many years by many people. But you have the power to heal not only your own relationship with money, but to heal this pattern for your entire family line. Send love and forgiveness to your ancestors who struggled financially. They lived through different times, often with real scarcity and limited opportunities. Their fears about money made sense in their circumstances. You can honor their struggles while choosing a different path. Say to them in your heart, "I honor the challenges you faced, and I choose to heal this pattern of financial struggle. Through my healing, I heal this for all of us." There's a simple but powerful breathing exercise that can help you release financial tension from your body right now. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, and take a deep breath in through your nose. As you breathe in, allow yourself to feel any tension or worry about money that you're carrying in your body. Don't try to change it, just notice where you feel it, maybe in your chest, your shoulders, your stomach. Now, as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, let that tension flow out of your body like water flowing down a drain. With each exhale, release a little more of the old fear, the old worry, the old belief that money is difficult or dangerous. Breathe in peace and safety. Breathe out fear and struggle. Do this several times until you feel your body beginning to soften and relax. As you continue breathing, say to yourself, I am safe as I release old patterns around money. I am creating space for abundance to flow into my life. With each breath, I become more open to receiving all the good that the universe wants to give me. This process of releasing isn't something you do once and forget about. Old patterns have momentum, and they may try to resurface, especially during times of stress. When this happens, be gentle with yourself. Simply notice the old pattern trying to take hold, breathe deeply, and choose again. You might say, thank you for the reminder, but I'm choosing abundance now. Remember that releasing old patterns is like cleaning out a closet. It might feel a little messy or uncomfortable at first, but you're making space for something beautiful and new. Trust that your willingness to let go of what doesn't serve you is creating room for financial blessings to enter your life in ways you may not even be able to imagine yet. Now that you've begun to clear space by releasing old patterns, it's time to plant new seeds of abundance in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Creating new beliefs about money is like tending a garden. You want to plant seeds that will grow into beautiful, nourishing experiences of prosperity. The universe operates from a place of infinite abundance. This isn't just a nice idea or wishful thinking. It's the fundamental nature of creation itself. Look at the night sky and try to count the stars. Look at the grains of sand on a beach or the leaves in a forest. Abundance is everywhere you turn, limitless and freely given. Your new money beliefs need to align with this universal truth of abundance rather than the man-made concept of scarcity. Scarcity is a learned belief, not a natural law. When you were born, you didn't arrive with beliefs about limitation. You came in expecting to be cared for, fed, and loved. That expectation of good is still within you, waiting to be awakened and applied to all areas of your life, including money. Begin to see money as part of the natural flow of the universe, like rivers flowing to the ocean or rain falling to nourish the earth. There's a natural circulation of energy and resources that wants to include you. You're not taking anything away from anyone else when you receive money. You're participating in the natural flow of abundance that benefits everyone. One of the most powerful new beliefs you can cultivate is that money comes to you easily and joyfully. This might feel strange at first if you've been taught that money requires struggle, but ease is actually the natural way energy flows. Water doesn't struggle to flow downhill, it follows the path of least resistance. When you align with ease, money can find its way to you through the path of least resistance as well. Another beautiful belief to plant is that you add value to the world simply by being yourself. You don't have to prove your worth or earn your right to abundance through suffering. Your unique gifts, your loving presence, your willingness to grow and contribute. These things are valuable beyond measure. When you truly understand your inherent worth, receiving money becomes a natural exchange of value rather than something you have to fight for. Nature shows us abundance in so many ways. A single sunflower produces hundreds of seeds, each capable of creating more sunflowers. An apple tree gives freely of its fruit, not worrying about whether it's being too generous. The earth itself is constantly creating and regenerating, never running out of its ability to support life. You are part of this same creative force. The same intelligence that knows how to grow a forest from a tiny seed knows how to bring abundance into your life. Trust that you are supported by this infinite intelligence and that it's always working on your behalf to create opportunities for prosperity. When you shift from thinking about lack to thinking about flow, everything changes. Instead of asking, "How can I get more money?" you begin to ask, "How can I allow more abundance to flow through my life?" This subtle shift changes you from someone who is trying to grab and hold on to money to someone who is open to receiving and circulating abundance. Think of yourself as a beautiful channel for prosperity rather than a container trying to hoard it. When you know that abundance is always flowing, you can enjoy what comes to you without fear of losing it because you trust that more is always on its way. This relaxed confidence is magnetic to money and opportunities. The beliefs you plant now will grow stronger each day as you nurture them with your attention and appreciation. Choose beliefs that make you feel expansive, hopeful, and excited about your financial future. Choose beliefs that honor your worth and acknowledge the unlimited creative power of the universe that lives within you. Now let's explore the practical, everyday actions that can turn your new abundance beliefs into tangible financial results. These aren't complicated strategies or difficult practices. They're simple, joyful ways to align your daily life with the flow of prosperity. Gratitude is perhaps the most powerful money magnet there is. When you appreciate what you already have, you send a clear message to the universe that you recognize and value abundance. This creates more of what you appreciate. Begin each day by acknowledging the abundance that's already present in your life, even if your bank account doesn't reflect the numbers you want to see yet. Look around your home and notice all the things you have that support and comfort you: your bed, your clothes, the food in your kitchen, the roof over your head. Feel genuine appreciation for these gifts. If you have running water, you're wealthier than much of the world. If you have electricity, you have access to conveniences that royalty couldn't access just a century ago. This isn't about comparing yourself to others who have less. It's about recognizing the abundance that's already flowing in your life. When you handle money, even small amounts, treat it with respect and appreciation. Instead of complaining about having to pay bills, try saying, "Thank you for this money that allows me to have electricity and a phone and a place to live." When you pay for groceries, feel grateful that you have food to nourish your body. This shift in how you think about spending money transforms it from a loss into a celebration of abundance. Keep track of all the money that comes to you, no matter how small. Found change on the street, a refund you weren't expecting, a discount at the store. Write it all down and add it up at the end of each week. You'll be amazed at how much abundance is already flowing to you in ways you might not have noticed before. Visualization is another powerful practice, but it works best when it feels natural and believable to you. Instead of trying to imagine yourself with millions of dollars if that feels too far from your current reality, start by visualizing financial situations that feel achievable and exciting. Maybe it's having enough money to buy groceries without checking your account first, or being able to pay all your bills with ease and have money left over for something fun. When you visualize, engage all your senses. What would it feel like to check your bank account and see a number that makes you smile? What would it feel like to pay bills with a sense of gratitude rather than anxiety? How would you walk differently through the world if you felt financially secure? Let yourself feel these positive emotions as if they're happening right now. Create physical space in your life for money to flow to you. Clean out your wallet and organize it beautifully. Create a sacred space in your home where you handle your finances with love and respect. When your physical space is organized and welcoming, it reflects your inner readiness to receive abundance. Practice acts of generosity, even if they're small. When you give from a place of joy rather than obligation, you participate in the circulation of abundance. This might be leaving a generous tip when you can afford it, buying coffee for the person behind you in line, or donating items you no longer need. Giving opens your heart and keeps energy flowing. Pay attention to your intuition about money and opportunities. Your inner wisdom is constantly guiding you toward your highest good, including financial abundance. When you feel drawn to take a certain action, apply for a particular job, or explore a new opportunity, trust that guidance. Your intuition knows things your logical mind doesn't know yet. Set aside time each day to focus on abundance, even if it's just 5 minutes. This might be reading affirmations, writing in a gratitude journal, or simply sitting quietly and feeling appreciation for the prosperity that's flowing into your life. Consistency is more important than duration. A few minutes every day is more powerful than an hour once a week. Most importantly, practice receiving in small ways throughout your day. When someone compliments you, simply say thank you instead of deflecting. When someone offers to help you, accept graciously. When unexpected good things happen, allow yourself to feel the joy fully. The more you practice receiving small gifts from the universe, the more open you become to receiving larger ones, including money. Affirmations are like seeds of truth that you plant in the garden of your mind, and when spoken with love and intention, they have the power to completely transform your financial reality. But affirmations work best when they feel authentic to you, when they resonate with your heart rather than just your head. The key is to choose words that feel true or at least possible to you right now. If saying "I am wealthy" feels too far from your current experience and creates resistance in your body, start with something that feels more believable, like "I am open to receiving abundance," or "money flows to me in perfect ways." Your subconscious mind is more likely to accept statements that don't contradict what it currently believes too strongly. One of my favorite affirmations is, "I love money and money loves me." This might sound unusual at first, but think about it. You attract what you love and appreciate. If you have conflicted feelings about money, if part of you thinks it's bad or that wanting it makes you greedy, money will stay away because it doesn't feel welcome in your life. When you can genuinely say that you love money, not in a desperate, grasping way, but in an appreciative way that recognizes money as a tool for good, money responds to that love. Another powerful affirmation is, "I deserve to prosper." So many people struggle with feelings of unworthiness around money. Deep down, they don't believe they deserve to have financial abundance. But you do deserve to prosper simply because you exist. You don't have to earn worthiness. You were born worthy. When you affirm your deservingness regularly, you begin to believe it at a cellular level, and your actions and energy align with someone who deserves good things. "Money comes to me easily and effortlessly" is an affirmation that helps rewire beliefs about struggle and hard work. You may have been taught that money must be difficult to earn, that you have to suffer for it or work yourself to exhaustion. But the universe doesn't require you to struggle. In fact, struggle often pushes money away because it's a form of resistance. When you affirm that money comes easily, you open yourself to opportunities that feel joyful and aligned rather than forced and difficult. The timing of your affirmations matters. Your subconscious mind is most receptive when you're in a relaxed, meditative state. This happens naturally when you first wake up in the morning and just before you fall asleep at night. These are golden times to speak lovingly to your subconscious mind about money and abundance. You might also repeat affirmations while you're walking in nature, taking a shower, or doing other activities that help you feel peaceful and open. Repetition is important, but so is feeling. Don't just recite affirmations like a robot. Put emotion and intention behind your words. Feel the truth of what you're saying as you say it. If you're affirming, "I am grateful for my increasing prosperity," actually feel the gratitude in your heart. If you're saying, "I trust the universe to provide for me," feel that trust in your body. The emotion is what gives power to your words. Write your favorite affirmations down and place them where you'll see them throughout the day. On your bathroom mirror, in your car, on your computer screen. When you see these loving reminders, take a moment to repeat them silently or out loud. You're training your mind to think new thoughts about money, and like any training, consistency is key. Some people like to create their own personal affirmations based on their specific relationship with money. Maybe you need to affirm, "I release all fear about paying my bills," or "I trust my ability to create financial security," or "I am worthy of receiving unexpected money." Listen to your heart and create affirmations that speak directly to your particular money challenges and dreams. Remember that affirmations are not about convincing yourself of something that isn't true. They're about aligning with the truth of who you really are. You are an infinite being having a human experience, and abundance is your natural state. Affirmations help you remember this truth and let go of the illusions of limitation that you learned along the way. While affirmations and visualization are powerful tools for changing your inner world, there comes a point where you need to take action in the physical world to allow abundance to manifest. But this isn't about forcing or pushing. It's about taking inspired action that feels aligned with your heart and intuition. Inspired action feels different from action that comes from fear or desperation. When you're taking inspired action, there's an ease and flow to it, even if the action itself requires effort. You feel guided and supported rather than like you're swimming upstream. This kind of action often involves following your joy, pursuing opportunities that excite you, and saying yes to things that feel expansive and life-giving. Your inner wisdom is constantly communicating with you about next steps you can take to improve your financial situation. Sometimes this guidance comes as a sudden idea, sometimes as a feeling of excitement about a particular opportunity, sometimes as a chance meeting with someone who has information you need. The key is to pay attention to these subtle nudges and trust them enough to act on them. Maybe you feel inspired to update your resume, even though you're not actively job hunting. Maybe you get an idea for a small business or a way to monetize a hobby you love. Maybe you feel drawn to take a class that could lead to new opportunities, or to reach out to an old friend who might have connections in your field. These impulses might not seem directly related to money, but often they're the universe's way of positioning you for your next financial breakthrough. Small actions can create surprisingly big results when they're aligned with your highest good. You don't have to make dramatic changes or take huge risks to shift your financial reality. Sometimes the most powerful step is simply cleaning up your financial space, organizing your bills, tracking your expenses, or setting up a simple budget. These actions show the universe that you're ready to be responsible for greater abundance. Following your passion is one of the most reliable ways to attract money, because when you're doing what you love, you're operating from your zone of genius. You bring your best energy to whatever you're doing, and people are naturally drawn to that authentic enthusiasm. Money follows value, and you create the most value when you're expressing your true gifts and talents. Trust is essential when taking inspired action. You may not be able to see the whole staircase from where you're standing, but you can see the next step. Trust that the universe is orchestrating events in your favor, even when you can't see how everything is going to work out. Take the next step that feels right, and then the next one, and trust that the path is unfolding perfectly. Sometimes inspired action involves saying no to opportunities that don't feel aligned, even if they promise quick money. Your intuition can sense when an opportunity isn't in your highest good, and trusting that guidance protects you from situations that might seem beneficial on the surface but would ultimately drain your energy or take you off your path. Other times, inspired action means saying yes to opportunities that scare you a little but excite you a lot. Growth often happens at the edge of your comfort zone, and the universe may present you with opportunities that stretch you in beautiful ways. When you feel both nervous and excited about something, that's often a sign that it's exactly what you need to expand into your next level of abundance. Keep a journal of the guidance you receive and the actions you take in response to that guidance. Notice the patterns and see how following your intuition leads to positive results over time. This builds trust in your inner wisdom and makes it easier to act on guidance in the future. Remember that taking inspired action doesn't guarantee immediate results, but it always moves you in the right direction. Each step you take in alignment with your inner guidance is building momentum toward your financial goals, even when you can't see the progress clearly. Trust the process and keep moving forward with love and faith. Creating lasting change in your relationship with money requires developing daily habits and practices that support your new abundant mindset. Just like physical fitness requires ongoing exercise rather than one intense workout, financial abundance requires ongoing attention to your thoughts, feelings, and actions around money. Start each day by setting a positive intention around money. This might be as simple as saying, "Today I am open to receiving abundance in all forms," or "I handle all my financial interactions with love and wisdom." This intention sets the tone for your day and reminds your subconscious mind to look for opportunities and blessings. Make financial self-care a priority. This means taking time to organize your finances, understand your spending patterns, and make conscious choices about money rather than avoiding or ignoring your financial situation. When you care for your money with love and attention, it tends to grow and multiply. Set aside time each week to review your finances with appreciation rather than judgment. Practice celebrating every financial win, no matter how small. When you find $1 in an old jacket, when you get a discount at the store, when a bill comes in lower than expected, acknowledge these gifts and feel genuine gratitude for them. Celebration amplifies abundance by raising your vibration and signaling to the universe that you appreciate what you receive. Surround yourself with people who support your abundant thinking. If you're constantly around people who complain about money or believe in lack and limitation, their energy can pull you back into old patterns. Seek out friends, books, podcasts, and other influences that reinforce your new beliefs about prosperity and possibility. When setbacks happen, and they will, because that's part of being human, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a beloved friend. Don't use temporary challenges as evidence that abundance isn't meant for you or that your new practices aren't working. Instead, see setbacks as opportunities to practice self-love and to strengthen your commitment to your new relationship with money. Develop a practice of giving thanks for money as it flows both to you and through you. When you receive money, take a moment to appreciate it. When you spend money, do so with gratitude for what that money is purchasing. This practice keeps you focused on the flow of abundance rather than on holding tight to what you have out of fear. Create rituals around money that feel sacred and meaningful to you. Maybe you light a candle when you pay bills and say a prayer of gratitude. Maybe you keep a prosperity altar in your home with symbols of abundance that make you feel wealthy and blessed. Maybe you write thank you notes to the universe when unexpected money arrives. These rituals help you maintain a loving, appreciative relationship with money. Stay curious and open to new ways abundance might show up in your life. Money might come through your job, but it could also come through unexpected refunds, gifts, found money, new opportunities, or ways you haven't even thought of yet. The universe is incredibly creative in how it delivers abundance when you're open to receiving it. Build confidence in your manifesting abilities by keeping track of your successes. Write down every time you successfully attract money, from small amounts to larger ones. Notice the thoughts and feelings you had before these manifestations occurred. This record becomes proof to your logical mind that you really can influence your financial reality with your consciousness. Most importantly, be patient and gentle with yourself as you develop this new relationship with money. Change takes time, and your subconscious mind needs repetition and consistency to fully accept new programming. Trust that every loving thought about money, every grateful feeling, every inspired action is moving you closer to the financial abundance that is your birthright. My dear friend, as we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to feel the truth of what we've shared settling into your heart like seeds planted in rich, fertile soil. Everything you need to transform your relationship with money already exists within you. You have the power to heal old wounds, release limiting beliefs, and open yourself to receive the abundance that the universe is so eager to share with you. The path to financial abundance isn't about becoming someone different than who you are. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the layers of fear and conditioning. You are a magnificent being of infinite worth, and prosperity is not something you have to earn or prove yourself worthy of. It's something you can allow into your life simply by opening your heart and aligning with the natural flow of abundance that surrounds you always. The practices we've explored today, releasing old patterns, creating new beliefs, taking inspired action, and maintaining loving daily habits, these are gifts you can give yourself every single day. Each time you choose love over fear, gratitude over complaint, trust over worry, you're weaving a new story about money into the fabric of your life. You don't have to be perfect at this. You don't have to do everything at once or transform overnight. Change happens one moment at a time, one choice at a time, one loving thought at a time. Be patient with yourself as you learn to think and feel differently about money. Celebrate every small step forward, and when you slip back into old patterns, simply love yourself back to center and choose again. The universe is always conspiring in your favor, always working to bring you what you need for your highest good. Trust this support, even when you can't see evidence of it yet. Your willingness to grow, to heal, to open to greater abundance is a gift not only to yourself, but to everyone whose life you touch. When you prosper, you lift up others around you. When you heal your relationship with money, you help heal this pattern for your family, your community, and the world. Remember that abundance is about so much more than money. It's about living fully, loving deeply, sharing your gifts generously, and experiencing the joy that comes from knowing you are supported by infinite love. Money is simply one way this support shows up in your life, allowing you to care for yourself and others, to pursue your dreams, and to make a positive difference in the world. As you go forward from this moment, carry with you the knowing that you are worthy of every good thing. Prosperity is your natural state. Abundance is your birthright. You have the power to create positive change in your financial life, and that change begins with the next thought you think, the next feeling you choose, the next action you take. I believe in you completely. I see your magnificence even when you can't see it yourself. The love that created you is the same love that wants to provide for all your needs and desires. Trust that love. Trust yourself. Trust the process of allowing good to flow into your life. Go now with my blessing and the certain knowledge that financial abundance is already on its way to you. Stay open, stay grateful, stay loving, and watch as the universe delivers prosperity to you in ways that exceed your wildest dreams. You are so loved, and you deserve every wonderful thing that life has to offer.